Welcome back to Dreamin' Dragons. The sun and warmth has emerged from its winter slumber, and with warmer days to come, I've seen this as prime time green lights to give my plants their first feed of the season. With the dragon collection in terrible disarray after complete time-poor neglect over winter, today I've snagged a small window and roped in the help of a little set of hands to deliver some much-needed goodies to the garden on their road to recovery and aid acceleration into growing and flowering. Far from a scientific masterclass, come suss out my 6 simple, cheap, and easily available ingredients that I've started using to get my pups purring. In no special order, first up I give my plant a good few handfuls of Rooster Booster, essentially a chicken manure pellet, packed with some living microbial goodies, a modest NPK of 322, plus a handful of secondary nutrients like your calciums, magnesiums, etc. Considering it's pretty much chicken poop, doesn't overpower the nostrils either, which is lovely. I then lace my Rooster Booster with a handful or two of ingredient 2, this blood and bone. Another slow release product, essentially as the name says, dried powdered blood and bones. Cracking NPK of 751. When mixing together, you have stacks of nitrogen for that strong, healthy growth, greening up your branches after the winter beatdown, some phosphorus for pumping up your roots, and a drizzle of potassium to help build up their resilience and immune system to pests and diseases. Another dash of these phosphorus pellets made of guano phosphorus, really getting that root health and development roaring. Healthy and firing roots fueling all the other goodies through our plants. Helps our pups uptake that nitrogen too. Nice! Before we get further through our ingredients, just a reminder that you really want to avoid breathing in this stuff. And I always wear gloves too. Take care of yourself as well as your plants. Back into it with a handful of this volcanic rock dust, which helps remineralize, replace, and replenish those essential trace elements in your soil, as well as helping your soil microbes proliferate. Second last, I hit my mix with a handful of gypsum. Gypsum's loaded with calcium and sulfur. Good for strengthening our plants' cell walls and building up that resilience and resistance to the elements and pests. I've also seen it used recently by a few growers to kickstart and turbocharge dragons into pushing out buds. Both the sulfur and calcium being essential elements needed to produce and maintain fruit development, so something to keep in mind further down the season. Before I coat my mix with the last ingredient, I give the concoction a bit of a rake and mix into the soil below. Then a light layer of our potting mix. Nothing too fancy, but has some more microbes, minerals, fertilizers and carbons mixed through it to give back to our pots. Follow this up with a bit of a spritz with the hose. I've included in the description a link to all these products I've just used, no cuts or kickbacks, just for your reference. If I was to simplify it further, I'd go the blood and bone, the volcanic rock dust, and the phosphorus. When the weather's more consistently warm, as my plants have fully woken up for the season, attention will change from the high nitrogen mixes to magnesiums, potassiums, phosphoruses, to hone in on that bud and flower power. And if you've given your pots a good old feed, or have concerns with the dogs or kids getting into them, check out this video here on my cheap and easy way of keeping troublemakers out of your pots.